Hey everyone, this is Matthew Locascio with In-Home Training by Matthew Locascio, inhometrainermatt.com. You guys know us very well at this point, not just from the classes with ARCA New Jersey, but also on Wednesdays. We give you guys some great advice, some great tips to get through the week, whether it's me showing exercises or Kristen showing you great yoga poses and stretches. Today, I'm going to do some awesome arm stretches with you guys from a seated position. So this is great for anyone, even if you're not, a lot of people don't have the ability to do stretches standing up, or they don't feel comfortable. They don't feel like they have enough balance sometimes. Enough mobility to get a good stretch standing up. So these are some great exercises you can do from a seated position. They're awesome for me right now personally, as I've hurt my knee yet again. So some great stretches to do to keep your upper body loose when you're seated a lot, whether it be at the office or if you are, most of the time confined to a chair. These are some great stretches that you can do to loosen everything up. So I'm going to take you through a few different muscles here, and I'll describe them as I go along. Hope you're all having a wonderful holidays up in New Jersey. As you can see, I'm not in my normal setting. I'm actually in North Carolina still visiting family. So we're doing this all the way from down south today for you guys up at ARCA, New Jersey. So the first thing we're going to focus on here are some of the neck muscles. So the first thing I want to do, very basic, some of these you'll recognize right away. We want to take our head and we want to tilt it just a little bit to the right, just like that, almost like I'm trying to lay down on my own shoulder, except I'm not going to let my neck go too far where I feel like I'm going to hurt some. Just a nice gentle stretch. Oftentimes you see people do this and they do very fast, violent movements. They try and lean too far to one side or another. That's the wrong thing to do with any stretch, especially with upper body stretches where you can really hurt yourself. And gently, and every stretch, I'm doing them a little faster today because I want to show you guys a few and get it under the 15-minute time limit here. But generally speaking, you can hold a stretch for about 20 seconds. Any longer than that's pretty unnecessary. So about 20 seconds tops to each side. I would say, do like a nice 10 to 20 second Mississippi in your head. So there we go, just a little bit to each side. Now the next one I'm going to show you, I recommend you don't do too much. You see people doing this all the time. I've talked to many chiropractors. Some don't do it at all. I think there's still good stretches, just don't do too many of them. And that's neck circles. So nice and slow. We're going up and back down in a complete circle motion. I'm not going like this. I'm not jolting my head left to right like I'm headbanging at a heavy metal concert. Just nice and slow. And just do, with this one, I would do, maybe 3 to one side. Stop, and then come back the other way. Just like that, nice and slow. And again, allow yourself to limit how far you rotate. Don't go too far. Don't try and do like, a big circle to where you feel like you're moving your whole body or you have to take your neck out of position. Just nice small circles like so. Okay, so those are a few good neck ones to start off with, which is always a good idea when you're stretching the upper body. Next, we're going to do shoulder rotations. Now, I'm in a chair today that has arms in it. So you can either rest your arms on the arms of the chair themselves or put your arms in the middle and nice, slow shoulder rotations. We're going to do a couple backwards here. So I'm going front to back with my rotation here. And with this one, again, I would say 6 to 10 one way. Then I'm going to stop and I'm going to come forward now, 6 to 10. I know on the camera this looks kind of goofy. Now, one thing you never want to do with this, you never want to have your neck, you don't want to stay in a shrug position. So make sure you're allowing your shoulders to come all the way down, and you don't want your head facing too far down. You don't want your chin tucked in. You don't want your head up like this. Just a nice normal, just like you're looking straight ahead. Good. That's good right there. All right, let's move on to the forearms. Good forearm stretch for you. Take the arm, hold it all the way straight out like I'm asking you guys for money. Give me money, Ark. No. Hold your hand, take your other hand, push down. So if you can see, I'll move to the side here so you can see better. We're gonna push down, and we're just gonna get a nice stretch in our forearm up through the bicep. Again, do not push too hard. You'll end up hurting your wrist. Nice, gentle. I'm barely pushing down here on my hands. Good. And now I'm going to flip my hand this way. I'm going to do the same thing, and you'll notice it's just a little different feel. You may feel it more in the triceps as you stretch back. And just like so, you can do the same thing with your fist and just close fist, and you push down if you do close fist. I prefer open hand. I feel like this one puts a little more pressure on the wrist, but that's my personal prerogative. So same thing with the other hand, just to show you guys again. So we'll start from this position, and again, just as straight as you can get it. Don't force it too far straight, but you want it pretty straight. And we're gonna push down. Again, just a few seconds, again, 10 to 20 seconds tops. I can't count for anything, so I'm sure you guys will be better at counting than I am. And same thing up top. Bonus, this will make your triceps look great while you're doing the stretch. If someone wants to take a picture of this right now and send it to GQ, that'd be great. I'm just kidding. Holiday weight has taken a hold of even the best trainers. There we go. And again, if you want to do the fist one, closed fist, you just push straight down. But if it feels too weird on the wrist, I completely understand. All right, the next one we're gonna do, this is one a lot of you guys probably know, is you're just gonna come across your body with your one arm, straight, and then you're gonna take your other arm, I know it looks like I'm making myself a human pretzel here, and you're going to make like an L shape almost with the forearm coming up and just push the arm in slightly. Again, not too much pressure, just push in until you feel a nice stretch throughout your back and shoulder. Good. Now there's two ways of doing this, which is this way with the straight across arm and then tucking the arm in towards the back, almost like you're trying to scratch your own back or pat your own back. And same thing with the opposite arm. We're just pulling in. I recommend doing both. And while we're doing this, guys, while we're pulling in, try to breathe out. The breathing's important. So anytime you're doing a stretch where the stretch is happening, that's when you want to be breathing out. Nice, slow, deep breaths is the best way. Even if you're not particularly breathing out exactly when you're supposed to, nice, slow, deep breaths. Good. And then again, hugging the back. Just like that. Perfect. Okay, guys, one more stretch I'm going to show you here. Take the hand, go straight back behind the head. Now, I don't like a lot of behind the head things, just because if you've noticed with my classes, we rarely do anything behind the head because it's not a normal position. If you're not careful, a lot of bad things can happen, but this is a really good stretch, so just be cautious while you're doing it. Put your hand directly behind your head like so, and then what you want to do is try and bring the arm down like that and just get a nice stretch. So I recommend starting like this and almost touching the back of your head. And then bring your hand from this position, down. As far down the shoulder blade as you can, and then you'll see a lot of people do this to get a little extra oomph. My recommendation would be, or sometimes they come across, which I don't even know how you do that. but just slightly push down like so. I really don't, even doing it just like this is fine, because again, we don't want to push too far, especially with our hands behind our head. You'll end up hurting something more than stretching it. So just the simple fact of, again, touch your hand to the back of your head, and then just allow the elbow to come up and the hand to come down as much as you feel like you can. There's no right answer here. There's no perfect. There's people who can do this that their elbow's behind their head right now. As you can see, I can't. So again, other side, hand touching the back of my Knicks hat right here. And they've won 2 in a row, by the way. It's very impressive if you're a Knicks fan. It's unheard of. Nice big stretch. So you guys can see all the weight I've put on during quarantine, but a nice big stretch. Just like so. Again, hand on the back of the hat, coming down, nice big stretch, 10 to 20 seconds tops, guys. So those are some great stretches you can do from a seated position. They're really going to allow everything to stretch up. One more, actually, I'll show you guys, is just a movement one. It's elbows together and slowly bringing it apart and holding, and let that back stretch. You'll really feel your back muscles coming together, and then allow them to release and just kind of stretch out as you bring your forearms forward. And this, nice and slow, I would hold at the back for 5 to 6 seconds. Come forward, same thing, hold 5 to 6 seconds, and you might want to do this a total of 6 to 10 times total. Sorry, I'm throwing a lot of numbers out at you. Breathe, nice and slow, just like that. Good. So again, guys, just some great stretches, keep you loose during the holiday season when a lot of us are sitting, eating like this trainer has been. I can't wait to get back into classes with you guys. Work my holiday weight off, help everyone else work their holiday weight off. It happens to everyone. Don't be depressed. Don't be sad about it. It's natural. It's part of our culture. And we'll get back in good shape, and we'll get you heading in the right direction way before springtime, when people usually wait to. As always, you can contact us through inhometrainermatt.com, info@inhometrainermatt.com, or 908-875-3241. That's 908-875-3241. If you have any questions, concerns, you need advice, or you'd like to find out about our services, training, yoga, nutrition, etc. Hope you all have a wonderful day, and see you very soon, Arca, New Jersey. I miss you guys. Have a wonderful New Year's.